I got into real estate at about 2012. Prior to that, I was in business school. I got married in 2009, and then I decided to go back into business school. And during that time, I was tutoring a child whose father was a builder, and he said if I got into real estate, he'd give me some homes to sell maybe. So it was a perfect window of opportunity to get into real estate, something I always wanted to do as a child. So I studied that, and then I finished my MBA in about 2012. And then during that time, I was also studying my real estate license, and then I finished my MBA, and then I started in real estate in 2012. I did my first deal in August during the MBA, and then for the remainder of the year I just built my business but didn't really do anything. And then I was targeting January in 2013 to be my first official year. And then 2013 I just worked really hard, hustled, and then people trusted me, my sphere of influence, and I broke six figures, and I won a company award. And that was 2013. I wanted to be very successful in real estate, so I didn't really know I had a problem until I got into learning about being a business owner and the opportunities to be an entrepreneur and those kind of things. So in 2014, I'd been volunteering at UBC just occasionally and for their alumni, and I attend some of their events, and I got contacted by a couple of students who talked to me in January of 2014, and they said, "Oh, we want to talk to you about real estate. We got your business card." They're like undergraduate students. So I talked to them, and then when I was talking to them, they said, "Oh, do you know this guy named Dan Lok?" And I'm like, "Oh, not sure." And they said, "Oh yeah, he speaks at our UBC Dragon Sea Chinese Club or something like that." And then I looked him up. Oh, okay, he's some serial entrepreneur. That's interesting. That was around maybe February or March. And then I didn't think anything of it, and then those two students disappeared. And then in about April, a colleague of mine had told me to listen to this recorded meetup, and it was Matt Estefan's Internet Masterminds recorded meetup, and I watched it. It was pre-recorded, and it was Dan Lok again. So I looked him up again, and I researched his website a little bit more. I realized he had an ebook, A Few Money, and I did a bit of reading on that. And then I watched the meetup, and I was very intrigued and wanted to learn more. And he said in the meetup that he was going to do a webinar sometime in June. At this time in my business, I wasn't doing well in real estate, and I realized I had to pay CPP, and it was like $6,000, and I realized that I didn't have money to pay it, and I was kind of nervous, and I was venturing into internet marketing, even though I wasn't interested, but I wanted to do whatever it takes to survive. And then, anyways, I was desperate, and I read more of the A Few Money, and I really resonated with what was spoken in the book, and I read in his website that he doesn't mentor anybody anymore. He's too busy, charges up to $100,000 for mentoring, and then I was like, oh, it doesn't matter, I'll just listen to him. So I went to the webinar, and I listened to him, and he talked about the equity model, and it really resonated, and I was taking notes, and then in the middle of the webinar, he said he was offering an opportunity for 3 elite entrepreneurs to be mentored under him. And even during the webinar, I immediately went to his website and applied. And then I applied and said, oh, I'm Gary Wong from Gary Wong Realty and work for McDonald Realty. I did my MBA, and I hit 6-figure in my first year and won some company award, blah, blah, blah. Seems like we have things in common because I was bullied in high school too, and And then I didn't expect anything of it. And then I got a reply in about a couple days, and it was oh, Gary, it sounds like we have some things in common. I really like to learn more about what you do. I really want to learn more about your company, New World Media. And I was like, oh no, he got the wrong guy. And then I was like happy, and I was like, oh. So I responded and I was like, let me reiterate what I do, and like this is what I do. And I didn't say like, oh, you made a mistake. I just said, let me reiterate what I do. And then anyways, we scheduled a call and I told him my financial situation. I told him like I can't afford $100,000 a year and all this stuff. And then I gave him my financial situation. He offered a plan to me, and then I had to talk it over with my wife. And my wife knew that our situation wouldn't change if we didn't do anything about it. So she was surprisingly very supportive, and then I agreed, accepted it, and we went from there. My life has never been the same. I just felt like it was not a coincidence. The meeting the UBC students, and then the colleagues saying to me, watch this recorded meetup, and they had it was not like they knew each other, but he just showed up in my life at the right time. And everything he said, it just jived with me. And then I remember my first phone call with him, first 1 hour call. I was so blown away that I said, there goes my 1 year at MBA. My 1 hour with him was equivalent to my 1 year of MBA. So it was just mind blowing. Obviously the cost was something I've never been accustomed to, and never had a mentor, like a business mentor where I'd pay, and it was just a new experience, but a great thing to step outside of my comfort zone in that respect. It's been nothing less than spectacular. I think in the first 6 months, like first couple months especially, I really discern whether he was the right one for me, and I talked to other friends, and some were, most of them didn't really understand because they didn't have mentors themselves, and some were a bit discouraging, but I knew at the gut feeling, I'm a Christian, but he's not, but his principles all resonate. Like from the Bible and all these things, and then I realized that he served me according to my needs, and that was like a biblical principle that not even many Christians apply in their lives. So it's like the way he knew how to serve me was bang on, was absolutely bang on, and it was like I couldn't ask for anything more. I think he's like probably my best friend at this point. I can share stuff with him that other people wouldn't understand, and obviously I can't share we can't talk about Jesus and stuff like that, but we can talk about other stuff, and he understands a lot, and it's the person I can really do life together, and have this journey together, right? I think the first year working with Dan was more like learning new skills, and then 2014 was learning a bunch of new skills, and I would say the 2014 and 2015 were like my $1 million year in terms of learning and education and stretching myself outside of comfort zone. I think the number one thing people ask me is, what have I learned most from Dan? I would say number one is mindset. Being able to see the potential and to look at businesses differently and to see beyond what other people can see. Mindset is number one, and with I think in some of his own seminars and conferences that he did before, he always talked about if you change the way you think, everything on the outside will change later. And I feel that has been the number one thing. Once I changed the inside, the fear was no longer that much of a hindrance. I was able to go outside my comfort zone for a lot of things. I was not a no person. I became more of a yes person, try new things, and became more humble. Be willing to accept new ideas, be willing to learn from failures and not see failure as a bad thing. And then, it's been great. And 2015 was a slower year because I had done a lot of marketing and built up the foundation where previously I didn't really have a foundation. So 2015, I wrote the book, I built my YouTube channel, my website, all these things, and did some speaking gigs and everything. And then 2016 is when I started doing like my practices, my declarations in the morning, attitude of gratitude, and I started having a different attitude, daily attitude, different mindset, more focused, and with that, I've been able to generate like a lot of sales. Just like leads just came in like nonstop. And then the first few months of the year, I've already done about 12 deals this year, and looking to double that or triple that. I've always wanted to write a book, but I always never had the encouragement or motivation to do that. But Dan had trained me and got me writing reports in the beginning, and even though we never used those reports in the internet marketing realm, but we did take the content and I developed copywriting through that, and I incorporated that into some of the material for the book on Vancouver real estate. I wrote the book as a response to the lack of transparency in the industry I saw in the industry. So I was able to use that book as a great lead generation tool, also as a great positioning tool for me as an expert in the industry. And I give a lot of credit to Dan for coaching me through it. Obviously he's the coach, but I'm the player. I'm the one who has to actually execute on it, which he really pushed me on it and put a deadline and pushed me to complete it, and I did, and I'm so proud of it. And the favorite part of Dan Lok Inner Circle is to be able to meet like-minded individuals. Oftentimes I'm able to learn how I'm often able to expand my mindset through learning about what people in other industries do. And then often I'm able to take ideas and concepts from their business and apply it in mine. Also, it trains me to learn that some things that they do might not apply in my business. So I'm able to train myself into being able to filter what works and what doesn't work in my business, because otherwise I can easily lose focus. But so the Dan Lok Inner Circle is a great place to network with like-minded individuals with same mindset, very encouraging, very supportive. It's great. It's great. No one's there to sell you anything, and they're just we want it to have a brotherhood, sisterhood group to just grow together towards prosperity. I think Dan is he's amazing for me. But can I say he's amazing for everyone? No, not necessarily. Because when people ask me, oh, I want to get a mentor, I don't go, oh yeah, you should choose Dan. Because Dan is perfect for me, but he might not be perfect for somebody else. They might need somebody who's like X, or somebody wants somebody like Y, right? So I usually, I think before I recommend people to talk with Dan, I usually see if they are interested in Dan's talks, whether they listen to it, whether they like his stuff, whether they like his style. You gotta have that initial attraction first, and then you gotta see if it works.